right, this is the 5th week of the second level, or the 5th lesson in the second level of the Red Book. So that's where everybody should be if they're 5th week of the second term, if you're taking this as a class. So I just want to make sure everybody knows where they're at. We usually use this as a midterm check-in point. Sometimes you would take an evaluation at this point, or you would decide to do maybe just a check-in for your milestones. See if you've hit your milestones, if you're making your gain according to your syllabus, according to your study guide where you should be. So take a look at that. I'm gonna tell you what they should be. You should be able to play your scales at all the tempos we've already taken you through up to this point. That means from 90 beats a minute to 130 beats a minute. 140 beats a minute, I believe, is the top level we'd like to see you at, being able to play eighth notes at that speed. Your chord primers, again, all three of those, we want you to be able to play through those and not have to look the chords up or have to write them down over the next to the writing your own chord grid. You don't need to do that. We've got pop-ups for you, so we'll make sure that you can, you don't have to scribble this down or anything. You want to memorize this stuff. The 13 chords you need to get through your chord primers, and the 6 or so chords you're going to need to get through your blueses. That's really what you're responsible for, and that's what we're working on 5th week. We want to see how far you've gone with that. Your 5 chord forms exercise, including, of course, your spelling bee, and again, any one of the blueses, if not all 4. We were hoping that everyone could get to all 4 blueses by this point, but some people will be taking a little longer time for that. Again, constraints on how much time they can practice. But it's indicated at this point you really want to try to keep these milestones together in no more than 2-week increments. If you expand a week's worth of practice into 2 weeks, that's fine. If it goes beyond 3 weeks, a lot of the stuff is probably not going to stick. It's going to go really slow for you. It won't be as much fun. You want this to turn into fun, and this is the Red Book is the hardest part. The real fun starts happening right about now when you start feeling comfortable with playing through blueses and you start hearing that the chord primers sound like songs. You start hanging with your friends. So again, we're going to be talking about that next week. But let's go through the prerequisites. You want your scales to be at 140 beats a minute, eighth notes. I'm going to demonstrate that real quick. 140 beats a minute, eighth notes. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do them a couple times. Up a half step. There you go. We'll stop there. That's good. That's what your scales should sound like at 140 beats a minute. Now your chord primers, we're going to set those up at 120 again, but I'm going to play the last page, chord primer number 3 on this time for you, so I can demonstrate for you. You should be here by now. None of this stuff should be a mystery to you. If it is, go back and look at your book. Go back through the book online and find these chord primers and study these chords. You need to have them memorized so you don't have to look them up in the chord dictionary every time you sit down. You want to just be able to play through them. Just as if it was a brand new piece of music you got off the internet that you wanted to play along with one of your favorite singers. I mean, there's tons of stuff out there available for you that's almost like a free download. Basically, you can listen to the tune, get lyrics. You can even get somebody who's roughed out the chords on some of the other sites and kind of play along with the songs that you've been listening to. I've suggested you listen to your favorite people, and of course, listen to this list that we give you right up front in the free membership zone. The people to listen to all those people and everybody that they listen to. It'll give you an idea of what you like, and maybe you can zero in on a couple of different styles, and we can start really discussing that in your 3rd term or 3rd level. All right, so we're going to look at chord primer number 3. I'm going to read it right along with you. So here we go at 120 beats a minute. It's all going to be eighth notes. 1, 2, ready, play. Next exercise. So that's what they should sound like when you start playing them and you're kind of pushing notes. I push the time just a little bit to add a little what they call false accelerando, but I kind of smoothed right back into the groove when I got past that quick change from C, D, G to E minor. Has kind of a harmonic push to it. It really feels good to play that there. So you might want to consider all those things as you're playing. What you're learning here is what you're listening to. You learn what you listen to, and then you internalize that, then you externalize it as a form of music, as a form of self-expression. So those are the things we're going to concentrate on for your fifth week, or people that are actually taking midterms this week, and folks that want to check in with their evaluation. Try to have your stuff up to that level. Then we can indicate for you what you should continue to study. Maybe some of you will be ready for that green book. The Green Book has got some more stuff in it and takes you into soloing, takes you into a couple of other blueses, a couple other variations, and then how to read chord symbols without using the diagrams. So until next week, practice and be diligent.